It was a voice from the past. No, it was a voice that's never left me.
What is this? What's he doing? I mean, is that really him? Is he... What's going on?
I'm not sure. But you want to find out, don't ya?
Well, yeah, but...
Yes! Let's go then!
Go where?
Well, that's the tricky part. I know! Kimari found the sphere. Let's go talk to him!
Whoa. You sure you're ready to just run off? Can't you wait until we find out a little more first?
And just who's supposed to do the finding out?
Leave that to us. I'm sure Maven Nuge will agree to help. In fact, I volunteer to ask him myself.
Beat it, yeah?
Understood. I shall return as soon as possible with a full report of our investigation.
Well, look, I really want Yuna to go.
She can't do that.
Why not?
Because she's book solid for 3 months, yeah? And everybody wants to see her.
Oh yeah? Well, what about what she wants?
Well, yeah, but... Okay, maybe once things calm down, you know?
And what if they don't, Waka? What then, huh? I don't believe it. After everything Yuna did for us. Why can't she just do what she wants to do now? Why? You know, every time I visited here, I wondered, why is it that when everyone's out making their dreams happen, and everyone's getting their chance, Yuna's dreams are on hold?
Gee, it's not like you... Ooh.
What do you know anyway, Tubby? Yuna?
I want to journey again. But if I leave, I'll be disappointing everyone else. I want...
What's the point of pretending to be all grown up if it means the things I want to say never get said? How am I supposed to change anything?
I'll go.
Yuna!
I know it's selfish, but this is my story.
Right on! I knew you'd say that, so I brought something just for you.
Give me a break.
First, a costume change. You need a new look. You are a celebrity, so incognito's the way to go.
But wait, you two. I'll go get Lou.
An eternal calm. A slightly chubby Waka. And my 2 minutes 41 seconds. It's not much, but it's enough. Still, it's okay to want more, isn't it? Riku, let's leave. Let's leave right now.
He's just a big, giant, metal insect. Let's kick its ass. That also happens to have tapped into the very life force beneath the planet. But it's fine.
it's just bluffing.
This relic's getting rusty.
Yuna, you have your friends.
Man, that was young Auron there, young Jecht, and Braska.
If we all attack at once, we can do this. We need to split up.
Leave the legs to us.
We've got the torso.
Guess that leaves the tail.
Man, if I could organize this, I'd have Baralai and Nuge on the tail.
Okay, let's go.
I'd have us on the legs, and I'd have Logo solo the torso.
See you later.
Oh, I love that bit where it zooms in on Pain. It reminds you of her stake in this. Pain deserves to fight with Nuge and Baralai, not us. Well, I don't know. Maybe it's a bit of both. So at this point, we can still go back and save. I'm not going to. Instead, we're going to move up and we're going to begin the Vegnagun boss battle. Now, since we got a bit of a walk, this again is like, hey, remember you can jump in this game? Let's use loads of that here. If we went left up there, that would have taken us to the platform we were originally on to trigger those cutscenes. I actually do have a lot of cool things to talk about with Vegnagun. First of all, his concept art is like totally baller. It's amazing. I'm going to edit some on the screen just so you guys can see. It's ridiculous. So right now we're just on the tail. This is the easiest fight of all of them. Very comfortable. It's a multi-phase fight. A little bit like when we were fighting Sin and you had different areas of him. That big sweep attack there that he did before we climbed on the platform, that's the tail's most deadly attack. It does a lot of damage.
Ready? Let's kick some tail.
You're on.
Don't be afraid, Yuna. Your friends are your strength.
They do very specific, like, fractional amounts of damage, so I'll let him hit us with just at least once. So there you go. And they're going to do that flat amount quite often. But what we're actually going to do here, we can't escape or anything, obviously. What we're going to do is we're going to swap Pain from Mascot over to Warrior. This is his other main attack. That's doing 2,000 to me on this file. If my girls were weaker, it would do a lot less. And now that Pain has swapped to Warrior on Unerring Path, hold on, Modern Potatoes, when did you put that on? We can actually swap to our Special Dress Sphere, Full Throttle. And finally, I'm going to show you guys basically what the girls' overdrives are like in this game. Who's been waiting for this? This is Full Throttle of Pain's. We did see the animation already earlier in the game. I've leveled them quite a lot. Nothing totally insane. I'm a little bit scared that a single attack is going to kill him, though. So let's check it out. Basically, you've got the Dextral Wing, the Sinistral Wing. If Pain dies, both of them get destroyed. The other girls come in. But you've got Metal, which will regen MP to anyone who wants it. We've got plenty. You've got Stamina, which is basically a heal. Or you can use the Sinistral Arts, which are going to buff stuff. So you've got White Feather, lower the strength of enemy, or debuff enemies, all right? So lower the strength of enemies, Buckle Feather, lower the defense, Cloudy Feather. So we'll use Steel Feather here and buff all of our strength. Already Pain's pretty low, so I'm going to use Stamina on her there. Pain can either just regularly attack or use these throttle abilities, which do the various elements, and then later you get, like, stats and things. So Wiseman is reduce one enemy's health by 3/4 of its max, which, of course, he's a boss, so it's not going to work on him very well at all, but there you go. Aside from the Sinistral Arts as well, which I'm going to do too much because a lot of this is flat damage, you've also got, like, status strikes as well, so damage and sleep we can use here. And how about we just throttle with Pain? Let's just do a regular attack and see what comes up. We'll use another stamina here. Wow, it's actually managed to knock out the wing there. That's kind of scary. 7,000 damage. This guy's only got around 30,000 health, I think. 35,000 health. So a couple of attacks from Pain should be okay. Obviously, Full Throttle, though, has no easy way of rezzing. Pain just took a massive hit, too, which is a bit of a shame. I maybe should have equipped her with haste or something. The funny thing about the special dress spheres, though, is you lose accessories when you're in them. So, really, you're kind of reliant on leveling them up very high, getting double HP, triple HP, and so on. Pain is probably the weakest of them all. Oh, she only just survived that. My God. Hopefully the Sinistral Wing actually heals her. Go for another attack. Maybe we can finish it off just before it finishes us off. I like the way that X-2 does this. It helps to keep a bit of a balance in the encounters, right? Even the main boss encounters, even if you are coming in at everyone at almost level 99, as we are here, he can still pose a threat. We're going to keep these attacks, but this is all he really does. He does the sweep, and then he does the laser. That's it for the tail. Pretty comfortable. She learned a couple of abilities. You steal potions from him. You get a Mega Elixir as a drop. In the middle of the fight, if you take too long, Jecht actually speaks to you, and he says, if you can't even deal with the tail, then how can you deal with anything else? Which, on some of my weaker files as I've gone through this, he's actually said to me. So that's wonderful. Thanks for that, Jecht.
What's next?
Uni, they're in trouble.
How? How are you in trouble, LeBlanc Syndicate? What do you mean?
Boss, let's get the heck out of here.
You want to get the heal?
You can heal us when we get home.
You can't heal Logos. Hell no, you can't. Logos could annihilate every form of this battle in about 1/4 of a second. No way. All right, so make sure you heal up between battles, of course. So that's the LeBlanc Syndicate. I suppose there's a version of this fight in International where you could, like, now that we're going to help the LeBlanc Syndicate out, when you get up there to that battle, you put them all in your team, and that would be kind of cool. But, hey, maybe you guys could have seen this coming. Oh, hold on. Do we not want to just keep climbing? I think we just keep climbing. You can go down and save after that fight. So if the tail is really tough, you can save. You can totally bugger off. You can go back on the airship. You can mess about. In fact, it's only after those cutscenes we just saw that Jekt will appear in your dossiers, right? It's only after that. So most players won't ever see it unless they do a New Game Plus. How crazy is that? So the devs know that you can go back at this point because the stuff is still updating way back on the airship because of it. But let's climb up. Well, there we go. We were struggling a little bit actually getting up that jump. I was holding circle the whole time. Get to the next platform. Climb up his body a little. We've already dismantled the bottom of him. Hey, guys. I like how Riku was sat down there. That was pretty interesting. This next fight's considerably harder.
What are you doing here? I'll let you have this one. I'm going to go cheer Nuji on. Got it!
Yeah, well, alright, let's just pretend that by cheering, she's actually helping him in battle, right? Let's go super nerdy here. So this one's considerably harder. If you get Reflect, like a white mage, that just casts Shell, Protect, and Reflect on your team, you'll do really well. But basically, here's the way that this one works. You've got these nodes, see?
It's against this thing.
Well, we've got a leg up on her. Save the jokes for later.
Brilliant, girls. Lovely. Now, the nodes are kind of like... Oh, we're still in active mode. What the hell? I want to go into... Oh, wait mode. No, that's not going to work. All right, fine. We're going to put Riku into her special dress sphere on this one. The nodes cast at you. It's a lot like the Sin battle where only some of the stuff is in range. So we'll go with an attack on Yuna there. We'll go with an attack on Pain as well. You can only use range stuff. So like in the previous game, we would use stuff like Lance It or whatever on them. One of them heals. One of them does stat type stuff. One of them does magic type stuff. One of them is immune to physical attacks. But they're all out of range. So usually what you really want to just do is aim the leg. Just sweep the leg. Just keep going for the leg. Keep going for the leg. Keep going for the leg. Why isn't Riku going into
Can't reach those nodes with a sword.
Here we go. All right, cool. So we're now with Riku. Riku is much higher leveled. So on her dress sphere, you notice her health's a bit higher. She's got revival, so she can actually revive KO'd people. She's also not going to take too much damage. So Riku's special abilities, she's got Machinations, Death Missile, Bio Missile, Damage and Protection, Petrification, sorry. Let's go with Bio. I doubt we can bio a friggin' machine. HP and MP repair, just like Pain had. They got Smash. They got, like, the Homing Ray is a regular attack. So you see this is ranged? So using Riku here, we can actually attack the nodes. The nodes have got more health as well, I believe, than the leg too. So really, the leg is so squishy that in a regular setup, you can just zerg the leg down and ignore the nodes as best you can. And kind of going full offense is a really good idea on this one. But it's a cool idea they have. So here's Riku's Bio Missile. You see it come out. I love the thought of using Riku's thing. 6,000 average, that's not bad. And he guarded. We can use a Break Missile. See how that looks. But we can actually use our artillery to blow up the nodes as long as we're in the special dress sphere. So I quite like the synergy of using that on this. But I would, generally speaking, though I'm demonstrating this to you guys, honestly, use your attacks on Vegnagun himself. It's far more worth it. He will regen the nodes and stuff. This is really, I think, just more letting us know that the nodes are a mechanic that will appear in some of the other battles. And like you can see, the restorative one does heal the leg, but it also shells the leg. And you get Jekt in the background saying all this stuff like, watch the colors, watch the colors, watch the... It doesn't mean anything. Ignore it, guys. Just slam the leg. All right? Because the restorative one shells it and then heals it. So who cares if it heals for 600 a turn when we're doing, like, so much more? Even on a really low-level setup, we'd be doing so much more. I'm going to stop Home and Raid that one up there now as well. Cool bit of trivia about Vegnagun's name, by the way, guys, which I don't believe I've mentioned yet in the series. That is really cool. His name is actually it's Old Norse, okay? Oh, there you go. The fight's over. It's Old Norse, and Vegna means because of. And gun in Old Norse, I believe, anyway, you can translate to war. So what it actually means is because of war. That's why he exists, because of war. Vegnagun. It's a cool name, right? Really pretty badass. There you go. That's the leg fight. Dismantled. Very disappointed in you, Logos.
I'm going.
Pain doesn't even hesitate there. Alright, and we can move up to the third battle. Can we please make this jump? Please, let me make the jump. Yes, okay, good. I didn't want to have to go all the way around. And of course, who else do we have to show off? Well, we've got Yuna. And her special dress fit, which someone in the comments actually said we may not have ever seen, not his animations or anything. How you doing, LeBlanc Syndicate? You alright?
Please. Help the boss.
Sure, we can help the boss.
The Gullwings are on it!
We're on it. We're definitely on it. By the way, the last boss as well there that we fought, you could actually steal elixirs from, so that's pretty good if you're struggling on these. Steal elixirs, so you can use them in the upcoming fights. All right, don't worry, boys. Sniveling boys. We got it. And right now, this is your last chance to save. This right here, this is the point of no return. This is finally it. This is the very end. You can no longer go back to the airship after you engage right around this corner. Let's do it. By the way, Ribbon is very nice for this next battle because they're going to hit you with a lot of statuses. They hit you with Bio, Break, Doom, Dispel. Man, Gipple's cool. Yeah, that's right, you nuke his face.
This thing just keeps on ticking.
We'll finish it.
Do it.
Oh, the music! And you can see when we move into the battles, they don't shatter the screen anymore. They do it like, it's like, you know it's different. Oh my god. Okay, this is Vegnagun's core. Now, what we've got on this fight, okay, we'll use Cactus Gun. So we have Vegnagun, a right bulwark, and a left bulwark. The bulwarks will do supplementary damage and stuff. We can't use Poo Poo Platter on it, right? The UFO. What actually happens if we try to use Poo Poo Platter on Vegnagun? I have to see. That's going to be totally crazy, right? It must just fail, but what's the animation going to look like? It's going to try and teleport the damn boss away. We're going to use Moogle Regenja, which is haste and regen on the entire party here. Now, the two bulwarks, this time, unlike cores in the previous battle, you actually want to fight these guys. Because these guys only have about 3,000 health, all right? So if you can destroy them, the main body of Vegnagun will waste his turns rezzing them. So we'll kill the left bulwark over here as well. And because he spends his time rezzing them, there you go, there was a break, but it didn't do anything because Yuna's on mascot. Oh, okay, the poo-poo platter just kind of ended limply, I guess, there. That's a bit of a shame. All right. And then let's just lower the strength of all enemies here before we swap Yuna. Actually, let's just swap it here. We're going to swap Yuna into her special dress sphere, Floral Fallow. Man, I like this music. This is the music we saw in some of the optional super bosses as well. But at the same time, it's got like this weird sound effect in it that I don't like at all. Here we go, Floral Fallow. And she becomes a giant flower. As you can see here, we get Falalery. And this is much more defensive. So we can actually shield or barrier, which is basically all the nulls. Remember one of Yuna's key abilities in the previous game were like using the null stuff? I think that that's kind of what this is supposed to be a reference to. The right pistol will do a lot of supportive stuff for you, while the left pistol does a lot of like status-based stuff for the enemy. So, but with damage at the same time. So silence and darkness on everything. None of this is really going to do anything to it. Falls into the same Final Fantasy tropes as all the rest, where basically statuses become non-mechanics later. But here's another cool thing. You can all life, which is life everyone. But then you got the Wells. The Wells are really badass. What the Wells do is they're like triple casting black magic. And that's what Yuna's primarily going to do to try and kill the core here. So we'll do a couple of attacks. Did I actually use the full life? I did not mean to. So here's an Aqua Well. And we do about 4,000 to 5,000 damage in total against Vegnagun there, against the core. We will just keep using the Wells. Let's use Electric Well. All right? And for as long as there are multiple enemies on the field here, it's going to triple cast randomly across them. Wow, that was a huge hit. That was awesome. So the sides have got about 3,000 health. The core has about 33,000. 33,000 is pretty bad, but I think we should be able to get through it. So we'll target the left bulwark there if it's not already dead. 2 casts should be enough to kill them. And there we go. Lowering their magic defense as well will help Yuna as well in the future. Another 5,000. Oh my god, is that it? No, physical attack detected. Wow, he just countered with a 4K hit. That's huge. I actually thought that was the end there. Well, we definitely... triple HP, Christ. Yeah, there you go. That is the end. So we managed to blow up the core. Special dress fizz are a lot of fun, guys. If you look, my right pistol has like... Well, both the pistols have over 10,000 health. They're a lot of fun. And Yuna would as well if we'd started that battle with max health. And we already had the thing. And there you go. That's the core. 3 battles in a row. Saved all 3 of our groups of friends.
What now?
Well, its head's there. It got eerily silent. Uh-oh.
Maybe we're finished?
Finished indeed.
Barrel-eye!
Oh, Barrel-eye. It's so hard for him to sound scary.
All of Spira is finished.
Uh-oh. It's not over, guys. We're too late.
He's got a plan B too!
He's panicking. Yuna, end it now.
This is it, everybody! Stay focused!
No chance to save or heal between these last 2 fights. It just rolls you straight into it. And what do you mean he's got a plan B? This was always his plan. Activate Vegnagun. And that... Oh, God. It's almost gross looking when you think it. I mean, we all know it's machine and metal. When you think of it as a bug, it's like, ugh. It's like those, you know, those slugs that the way they breed is extending these huge portions out of themselves and wrapping around. Ew. All right. So welcome to the hardest Vegnagun battle. This is against his head. Shuyin is well aware that we're here. This one's an awful lot like when you fight Sin's head in the previous game.
Julian!
It can't end like this.
I'm getting ticked off!
Come, Vegnagun. Let us purge this repulsive world.
In the previous game, Sin had an overdrive bar. And if he managed to max that overdrive bar out, what you'd find happen, we're gonna use a lot of our, we're gonna use Wulja here, and then we're gonna use Regenja. He would, and if he maxed it out, he would end, he would destroy your entire airship and it would be game over. Well, you know how I told you guys there's basically 6 ends to this game? You're about to see another one of them. We've seen the creature create one. This is another ending screen available here, actually. If you wait ages on this fight, Vegnagun will activate, and Vegnagun will destroy Spira. There is actually an official ending to the game where that is what we see happen. I do want to show that to you guys. It's basically failure through waiting too long, through not being able to seal out the battle quick enough. So that's what I'm going to do. We'll probably cut most of this out. I do have some things to say about the head, though. Basically, all of these names, they're like Roman. They're Roman-inspired names, right? Like, I've got this whole block of text, right? Pallida mors, whatever that is. That means pale death, okay? And it's apparently how the Romans described their mythological personification of death. Lacrimosa is basically taken from the ending of some poem called Dies Ira, which is describing the Day of Judgment. Acta est fabula means the play is over. Don't forget as well, and that's kind of a cool name because if you think about, we should probably heal up as well at some point. We've just got a bunch of defense on us, so we're sort of okay right now. This is how cool Yuna is as a mascot. You could just kind of wall tank everything. But yeah, the play is over. That's kind of cool thinking about the fact that he's being played as an organ. There's a couple of others. There's Mors Certa, which means certain death. Nemo Ante Mortem Beatus. I believe that's like the last ability you use, which you can really roughly translate as no one can be happy before their death. And yeah, Odi Eta Ammo is another ability, and it basically means I hate and I love. But yeah. So we're going to cut this, guys. I'll see you guys when the battle is over in kind of an awful, awful way. Oh, guys, apparently I'm a moron. Apparently we have to defeat the 2 redoubts first before it triggers the timer. I've just been saying like a moron for ages. One final mess up right towards the end. Here we go. So we'll break these. 3,000 health each as well. So 1 died and 1 hit, and then there's Riku hitting that one. And now that they're both dead, it should trigger the head. There you go. And Acta S Fabula begins.
The end now begins.
If Vecna fires, it's all over. You have to stop it now. There is no overtime. Give it an extra pounding for me.
It looks like we're fighting on a goddamn vagina. Have you guys noticed that?
Now,
here we go.
Fire!
That took ages. That took so long. Its tail apparently still works. Man, look, it looks like a giant demi or something. It's crazy. And this isn't just some cheesy, small little scene, by the way, guys. Oh, see, we're at the Calmlands. Everything's totally fine. And the scar? How cool is this? The scar that we saw Penance came from? Very similar to when Penance arrived. No! Well, that wasn't very good, was it? Alright, after letting Spira be destroyed, I'm back! Here's the thing though, guys, look at my levels. We're level 48, 47, 49. This file is the Chaos World file, and we are going to be defeating the final boss, the final fights, with a real challenge in place. This is a file that I've just rushed through the game on, as you guys know, and done very little, which means we have very few options, very low levels for where we should be, and we have to be very precise about things. Now, I did want to show you guys as well. I wanted them to have a look at Edgewise. Sally and Zulu from those episodes all ago. Yeah, they're actually in this pie. I want to show them. We're not going to be using them to fight the final bosses. They're only about level 10 or so. But we are just shy of level 50. Levels really don't mean so much, but I want to show you guys my setup, give you a real experience of a proper Vegnagun battle here. I have no idea if I'm going to be able to get through this. I know I've said that to you a lot of times this series, but I can gauge how difficult things are based on the previous encounters I've just beaten, and it's not been particularly easy, but check it out. Strategy is very similar to what we use to defeat some of the mega bosses in the game. We don't have the final tier garment grid that raises defense stuff. You get that from the Thunder Plains in Chapter 5. But we do have the next best thing. That's the Unwavering Guard garment grid. So we're going to swing through all the gates and get a bunch of defense and magic defense. We've got Riku set up. And as for the classes on the grid, we have Black Mage, Dark Knight, Berserker, which fortunately I have because I had to do that mission in Chapter 3 for some Comm Sphere stuff for you guys. And White Mage. Those are the main ones we're going to look at. We will be on Thief very briefly at one point, but I'll talk about that when we get there. So Riku is actually going to be our caster. She's going to be swapping between White Mage and Black Mage. It's a very cool strategy where when she runs out of MP, she can nip into Black Mage for a second, MP absorb, and go through. She actually has mastered both of those Dress Spheres. And her accessories are halving her MP cost in the battle, which basically doubles her MP. And Pixie Dust raising her magic potency by 40, making her heal for more, making her do more damage while she's on Black Mage. Over here, we've got Yuna, same garment grid. She's actually going to be Berserker. She hasn't got it maxed out, but she'll be countering an awful lot on this. She will be getting hasted when she's on low health, and she has lots of defense through her crystal gloves, which is defense plus 60. And finally, we have Pain also on Berserker, but also can go to Dark Knight, just as Yuna can. So while Riku's going to be swinging between Black Mage and White Mage, the other two girls are going to be swinging between these two up here. And Pain is obviously going to be doing a lot of damage as well. But not only does she have 60 defense, she also has my only mithril bangle, which has given her a lot more health than the other two girls. Since a lot of this damage is, you know, fractional damage anyway, it might not make too much of a difference. But that's the idea. That's what we're going to do. We'll swap into special dress spheres as and when we need to. But here come the final battles of the game. First, I have to get back through the core. So I'll see you guys when we return to the head battle in 1 second. All right, cool. So darkness spam gets through the side bulwarks. This is just too cool. I've got to talk to you guys about it. Yeah, darkness spam gets through the bulwarks, which is going to keep the core busy. And then we can just quickly swap back to Berserker and start hammering the core quick. Now, there's 2 Dooms on my party members at the moment, which is pretty scary, but we should be all right. Even during these offensive stages, we can have Riku tap into Black Mage for a second and start casting during that time. Pretty cool. I like this strategy. Also, by nature of having a White Mage who's max plus 2 Berserkers who are near enough max, I can use Crackdown or Dispel at any time to remove the buffs that Vegnagun puts on himself, like Protection and so on. And that's great. Doom's about to strike, so we're going to have to regen up in a second here. Obviously, Doom wasn't a mechanic before when we had freaking mascots. It's really unfortunate how close the 2 girls have been hit there. So hopefully, as you can see, on this battle, it's probably a little bit more like the devs designed it, with lots of swapping, lots of use of the garment grids, moving to adapt to different situations. Very much like the actual design that they went with FF13. And as you can see, as soon as you set your configs up so that the goddamn animations don't constantly appear, it's really easy to just tap in, swap to what you want the girl to be at the time. Like now we don't need darkness because the bulwarks are dead. We can go back to Berserker and start our single target damage again. Now that everyone's on full health and is shelled and protected, we can go back to Black Mage again. There we go, and down he goes. Massive attack spams there. That was absolutely awesome. That was a really fun fight. Sorry I showed so much of it. I know we've already done it, but hey, this is a real file with real characters to properly try and fight it. Alright, so there we go. That's the core dealt with once more. Now we've got the heads. The guy that uses all the Roman abilities. And if the battle drags on too long, which there's more of a risk of now, Spear is destroyed. Okay, here we go. Alright, first job, immediately get everyone around the garment grid as fast as we possibly can. Alright, so we're going for it now. Alright, now I've actually dropped the battle speed down to slow so that I get as much time as possible. But we need to move the girls to get their defenses up. Their magic defense, their regular defense. Really important, and we don't want them to get caught on dress spheres they don't actually belong on. We can get the whole way around the grid before his first go. I consider that a win. And obviously, we then need to start dealing with the sides. We're going to get a lot of statuses hit us. Here we go. So that's 1 full rotation for those girls. Move them back up to Dark Knight as well. Riku's almost done with Black Mage there. Back up to Dark Knight there. Okay, good. All right, and now we're going to use Darkness to get rid of these readouts. The cool thing is that the head and the main timer doesn't actually begin until you defeat both readouts. So you can take your time at the start here to get Shell, Protect, all that stuff on. I believe that Riku's going to have less time in Black Mage on this fight because, unfortunately, a lot of statuses are going to hit us. So she's going to be using a lot of Azuna spam. Main worry is when Riku runs out of MP, we're going to be in a pretty dire situation, but hopefully that won't happen for a while. So there's our first Darkness. 3 Darknesses should kill him. There's a Polydamors. Let's hope it doesn't hurt too bad. All right, 400 damage, and we don't have the shell on just yet. That's okay. They'll probably counter again on that. And there we go. There's the Protect. Oh, sorry, the Protect. Maybe that was a physical hit then. All right, that's fine then. Okay, and now we'll go Kiraga on the entire group. And this should be stabilization now, hopefully, but we'll wait until some of these stats start hitting us. For now, I will, just since we don't have anything else to do, I will move Riku back over to Black Mage. We can multicast across all 3 targets while we're at it. Or we can aim just for the head. It depends what's going on. Does that Darkness kill both of them? There you go. The head's available. All right, what I'm going to do is Thundarga the head. There's something cool about Riku doing that. All right, and we will continue... I don't know, because Darkness is going to lower my girl's health. So what I should probably do is keep Riku on White Mage to keep topping them up as they sack themselves down. But Riku does so much damage. I don't know, man. Keeping the Darkness spam. There you go. Look, we're getting AP from killing the side things as well, which is absolutely great. The cool thing about Dark Knight is Dark Knights are resistant to a lot of statuses. Here's a more Certa. This is what's going to be hitting us with statuses. That's pretty bad. We should be able to throw some items, though. Silence is a big problem. There's a darkness. All right. Remedy. Have to throw a remedy at Riku to get rid of the silence. We may as well throw another remedy for a second at Yuna. Riku got poisoned too. Now that as soon as her silence runs out, we should be okay. In the meantime, I guess Riku's going to have to go back to classic Riku mode and throw some potions. The X potions we don't need. We've got lots of high potions. So I think the most important thing right now is to get Pain's health back up because she's at 2,000 and her max is 4,000. Let's push this. If we had some way of giving haste, that would be great, but we really don't. There's the remedy. They're so slow. And another remedy. Great. Okay, double remedy plus Azuna. And I guess we can start with the darkness again on the other girls as soon as possible. There we go. All right. So the head is fairly tanky, and he, rightly so, since one of the mechanics of the fight is to deal with him quite quickly. But it takes a long time for that game over to trigger. A long time. It's going to be pretty frustrating every time we get hit with that status, but considering we seem to be a degree quicker than him, I'm actually going to go full offensive in a second. We're going to swap the girls back to Berserkers, and we're going to, so that the girls actually start countering. We don't need their AoE components, and we're going to have Riku staying on Black Mage. Oh, God, but he's rezzed them all already. Damn, he rezzes them quick. Lacrimosa. Now, one of the Lacrimosas will do physical damage. The other Lacrimosa will do MP damage, which I don't care too much about until we see Riku starts going in the yellow. Let's just go ham here. I probably don't want to use Berserk, as you can imagine. Oh, okay. What's this? What's this? What's this? I'm a little concerned right now. I'm ready to swap Riku back. Oh, it's another one of these. Okay. Oh, my God. Wait, what? No, this is a huge ability. No, 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 no. Oh, God. Oh, this is the huge one-shot thing. I remember this. Okay, we're fine. On my test file last year, as this project has been this long, the last year on my test file, what I'm actually going to do here is throw a Mega Potion. I think I only have one. Yeah, just so that we don't have to do any swapping and we can keep the damage going. Last year, that blew up my original Chaos World team, but I didn't do this tactic of running around the garment grid. We're going to attack a couple more times. Maybe the darkness is better to stick about on. Yuna's been slowed and potentially blinded. I saw a blind spell get cast, but she might be immune to it. Riku will throw a remedy to cure that slow, as long as it actually does. No, Pain is blinded. Oh, he's doing it again. All right, let's swap to back to Dark Knight for a second. They should have some resistances there. Man, how often is he going to do this? Is this because we're attacking him without destroying the enemies flanking him? Could be a big consequence of that. Definitely we're getting a little bit lower. I'm going to put Riku back now. After this next cast of hers, I'm going to put her back. There's a Demi. I actually had a choice coming into this fight of equipping to one of my girls a black ring, which would have made her immune to Demi. Thank God that break missed. I'm not going to look forward to our girls getting petrified in the middle of this fight. But hey, I think Dark Knights are petrify proof, which is pretty great. So I know that seems like a risky darkness there on Yuna because she's on yellow health, but we should be okay. That Lacrimosa should only be MP damage. Yeah, there you go. As you can see, we'll move Riku back to White Mage. Lots of swapping here. We could swap Riku temporarily to Thief to steal from him, and we'd get a couple of elixirs, but I don't think that's necessary right now. There's a Dark Knight. It's great. It's kind of like we can level up here a lot. Oh, God, this is a new ability. Oh, God, come on, girls. Survive, survive. Riku, you're getting low. All right, she's all right. She's all right. She's all right. I hate abilities like that because you don't know when they're going to stop, when the chain's going to end. Yuna, cannot currently use darkness because her health is too low, so she's going to help Riku out for a bit here by healing herself. Then Riku's going to do a targeted Curaga on herself to make sure she gets fully healed up since Pain doesn't need it too bad. There we go. And that's 2,000. Did our shells and stuff run out? They did. We got dispelled, it looks like. Okay, so we'll recast the shells. Yeah, I think we'll just keep Riku full-time White Mage in at the moment. There's new shells, and we'll get some more Protect on in a second. There we go. Riku does have full life as well as a maxed out White Mage. I think it's kind of cool seeing her on that, by the way, instead of Yuna. There we go. 2 more darknesses. And then a dedicated Curaga on Pain, I think, next is what the doctor ordered. Got to keep that damage going. I'm suddenly aware that the battle's been going a while. Come on, Vegnagun. That's what's so great about Darkness. You know, Berserk is great for zerging people down, but Dark Knight is just so good. I mean, piercing damage that bypasses defense that hits all targets. Battles like this, you can't go wrong. We're continuing to hit the head and dealing with his side mechanics at the same time. Really, really, really nice.
That a girl! The tides are turning!
Alright, well, he's got no side allies right now, so we're just going to go some regular attacks. Yeah, we even got a bit of a chain going there. Acta S Fabula, that res them up. Alright, maybe we should have kept with the darknesses then. Oh, Pain is still blind, but obviously blind doesn't matter because she's only using darkness. Riku's MP is going to become a problem in a second, but we've got a couple of ethers. Hell, we've got some elixirs we can throw. Just got to grind through this guy. We're just against the clock. This is the main thing right now. Alright, let's throw an ether at Riku. More darkness. You guys will notice as well that on this game, the numbers are quite low, actually. This is quite famed as having a final boss that it's very easy to overgrind for. It's very easy to trivialize by doing too much of the other content. When you think about how X-2 is based so much on doing side story stuff, I think it's quite a surprise to a lot of players that they're quite comfortable fighting the final boss. This is about as low level as I'd recommend you go.
Pain, this is your time. You must defend it.
Wow, that was some dialogue I never heard. See, when you trigger his big nuke where he just ends the world, you have to wait and listen to basically all that dialogue, that intermittent dialogue that comes through. And I never heard that before. It's like after 7 bits of intermittent dialogue, that's when you just fail because he blows up the whole damn place. Oh, those are some big hits. I love it. Oh my god, wait, that darkness never actually hit the head. There we go, yes! We defeated him! We earned the trophy Machine of War.
Maybe you'll listen to me.
Yeah, let's talk to Shu.
You can barely hear the girls having a conversation there in the middle of all the explosions. Alright, Vegnagun is done for, Shuyin. We need to be wearing songstress to appeal to him. We have to convince him. There you go. He's leaving Barreleye. He still won't leave Barreleye, though. I wonder if this Shuyin knows about the interaction we had in the cave. In the Den of Woe.
Shuyin.
Len.
There's something I must tell you. Words left unspoken for 1,000 years.
Oh my god, we're just faking it.
I love you. And I'm grateful. Grateful that you stayed with me until the end.
But I couldn't save you.
It doesn't matter. Please, don't go on grieving alone. Rest.
Oh, that was her voice. Is he gonna buy it? I mean, it's sort of true, though. It is Len speaking.
We can finally fade together. No.
Wait. No. Len's face is fading.
Wait!
He realizes we're not Len.
You are not Len!
He finally figured it out. Oh, crap. All right, here we go, guys. Final boss, Shuyin.
You just don't get it, do you?
It's no good. He's not listening.
Shuyin, please stop this!
You're the only ones who can stop him.
This time we're swapping Riku into the center of the grid. The other two girls are going to swing around just to be safe, all right? And what we're actually going to do is steal from him. We're going to steal from Shuyin. This is pretty cool. You can scan him as well. His scan description is Len's lover from Zanarkand of 1,000 years past. He could not save her, and his consequent sorrow and despair linger in this shadowy form. So he's almost like a powerful unsent. Actually, one of the main criticisms of the plot of this game is it's kind of wishy-washy, their explanation as to how exactly is Shuyin, you know, more powerful than other unsent? And his like relation to Tidus is more of a speculative thing as well. We're actually going to do on this battle is we're going to open up with howls on the two berserkers. That will double their max health so that when oh, did we already steal? Did we miss it? So that when Riku goes back to White Mage, we'll actually get to see their health go even higher. So this ability here is called Terror of Zanarkand, and you'll notice that this is Blitz Ace. Tidus's Blitz Ace. It's the same ability. And you even get World Champion, by the way. Waka's final weapon from the previous game comes in towards the end. So why does he have... Why is he using Blitz Ace? You actually can see all of Shuyin's abilities are past abilities that Tidus used. And so the idea here is it's more of a speculative thing. But the idea is Tidus was the Faith Dream representation of the real Shuyin. Okay? So Shuyin is the real Tidus. Remember, Jekt, Tidus, they came from Dream Zanarkand. They were just summons that the Faith dreamt of in replication of those original citizens of Zanarkand. And who was the original citizen that they based Tidus off of? Shuyin. So that's kind of the idea, but they don't dive enough into it, right? And that's one of the biggest criticisms of the game. But yeah, why did we steal from with Riku there? Well, what you actually get, or did we get unlucky with it? Well, remember in the most recent episodes, guys, I showed you hero drinks, yeah? Well, hero drinks you actually can steal from Shuyin right here at the end of the game. Funnily enough, they do actually have a vendor price as well. Not that you could ever really vendor them. They're worth like 20 gold if you were, you know, I guess hacking the game is how people find that out. But you can steal them from Shuyin here. And this is, and then you can eat them here, and then they make you invulnerable for short periods of time. So if you're just kind of a regular player that isn't doing all the ridiculous stuff to get that final garment grid from the international content, this is where you kind of experience that. Force Rain I actually find more deadly, as it's quite obvious there. More deadly than his equivalent of Blitz Ace. All of these abilities, when you get Tidus in the creature creator, are all usable and learnable. And we'll just keep spamming the Kuragas here because the shell's reducing the potency. Terror of Zanarkand, I think I'm actually okay with again. Once everyone's gone through the grid. Actually, Riku's not gone the whole way through the grid, has she? Maybe that's why she's so much lower health. We'll do that. We'll make sure we're okay with that. By the way, me of a year ago, when I originally played this for you guys and like made some notes, apparently I quite clearly pointed out that Len's actress was Belgamine from the previous game. I'm really not hearing that this time, but hey. There's also, by the way, if you have a look at Vegnagun in this battle, it's like he's still got a little bit of power in him. It really is. Pain's kind of... I don't like how everyone's on half health. This is the problem. I want Riku to swap around the garment grid, but I feel like she's not going to have enough time, and she's just got to keep healing up. I suppose we could Mega Elixir. I think we've got a single one. We can Mega Elixir to pull everyone up, and then have Riku move around. There's no crazy timer on this battle. It just makes sure you can get through. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're going to swing Riku around here. Here we go. But yeah, like look at Vegnagun there. He's got a little bit of power. And here's actually something kind of interesting. In the Ultimanias, where some devs commented on the future story of the game and things that like happen way after the credits, this whole idea of Shinra once again looking into Farplane energy and you know, his potential collaborations with Rin. In the Ultimanias, they actually specifically say that after the events of this game, we can clearly see we've trashed Vegnagun here, right? After the events of this game, now we want to attack with Yuna, we want to attack with Pain, we want to heal with Riku. After the events of this game, Shinra will actually come and salvage Vegnagun using financial backing from Rin. That is their partnership. Using financial backing from Rin, Shinra will come and repurpose Vegnagun to tap into the power of the Farplane. Think about where Vegnagun is actually situated right now. He's in the Farplane. He clearly knows how to traverse it, how to flee to it. So that's a really cool idea that Shinra's going to come down here at some point. you know, Riku's an Albed. She has some understanding of Machina. Gipple's an Albed, and I would presume has an even better one given what we've seen him do in the game. But the true whiz kid is Shinra, and as he grows older, he really learns how to work with Vegnagun. It's kind of an ominous idea as well that Vegnagun is still being used in some capacity. It's just not for war anymore. But hey. All right, I think we've actually... we've healed enough at the moment that I kind of want to get Riku going back onto Black Mage. And hell, we could even MP absorb if it comes to that. These Berserkers keep missing, and that's a bit of a shame. Of course, none of the special Berserker abilities are really going to do too much. Let's go with a Fire Auger here. Fire Auger is kind of what I carried the girls through this game with on Riku. I had Ring equipped on her, and I would just continuously use that. Do you think we can poison him? Let's try. Let's try using some Instinct. I don't want to use Mad Rush. Mad Rush fails way too often for it to be worth it. There's another Fire Auger. And we'll just splash out a ton of damage. We'll move Riku back to White Mage if Force Rains put us too low. Yeah, he's immune to the Venom, as you can probably guess. But that's fine. That was a good chain. That's some nice little damage going there. The game definitely has a thing where the more offensive your comp, the better, because the more damage you'll do, because the chains, and so on, and so on, and so on. Now Yuna I'm actually going to leave in yellow health, because even though she's in yellow health, she's still got tons of it. It's just because she howled at the start. And in yellow health, she gets auto haste. So we're going to get a bit more damage, and she's hitting Shuyin from behind right now. There you go, there's the final hit from Riku. And down goes Shuyin.
Shuyin.
Do you believe us now, bro? Are you going to stop? Oh my god, this is a crazy feeling. Guys! This is the end of the game.
Shuyin.
This is almost surreal.
Don't try to tell me you understand.
Yes, she does. She lost someone she couldn't save. I wonder whether Yuna could just send him.
Len? Len.
Hi there.
Aww.
1,000 years, and this moment is all we get?
This moment's enough. I don't need anything else. Just knowing how you feel is enough.
Ah, Belgamine. I hear you now.
Shuyin, let's end this. Let's go home.
Can we?
Go to the Fiend World.
That was all 1,000 years ago. We've come too far to look back now. Rest, Shuyin. Rest with me.
Make sure you're holding your controllers, guys, because despite the fact we may be in some cutscenes, as you may remember from Chapter 3...
Let's go. I have a new song for you.
That doesn't mean the devs aren't going to ask something of you. Oh, new song. Len was powerful. Don't forget, she was a summoner that demonstrates real resolve and strength, but she was also, like, famous and a singer.
Thank you.
And they send themselves. Nobody had to die. It's, of course, a piano version of 1,000 words in the background there. What's up, guys? Sniveling boys. Look at LeBlanc shouting at him, telling him off. Payne, go hang out with your friends. Chapter 5 complete. Chapter 5 complete. That signals one thing, guys. The very end of the game. Get ready to press X, guys. So press X, slam X while you're in that scene. I did it really fast there and cut it a little bit short. But so we're back here, remember? And by pressing X, I've triggered this scene. Sorry, I did that so badly. I was so scared, all right? Just slam X as you're walking away. They'll just walk off if you don't. But by pressing X, look! On our way home!
It's you. You were with me the whole time. I kept thinking you might be, kept hoping.
But you never talked to us. Jack did, Braska did, Auron did.
But you know, I'm not worried anymore. You will always have a place. Here in my heart. We'll always be connected.
This hug, of course, by the way, being a parallel of the hug they had before he jumped off the airship in the last game.
I love you.
Aww. And he fades away. Now, if you don't press X, the scene that she just walks off, that's more of an extension to the scene. I'm not going to count that as a whole other ending to the game. But suffice it to say, the story's not over. Don't forget we're on the Chaos World file. We're back at Luca! Remember that the previous game ended with a big speech from Yuna at the stadium?
Once my friends and I dreamed of flying. We would sail a ship with me as its captain. In time, I became that captain. I found a new ship with new friends. My ship was the Youth League.
Others chose a different captain. Their boat was New Yevon.
You know, I realize I'm like a lot of you people. We want a captain, and we want a ship to ride, but more important than that, really, we all want to ride together.
Oh god, Gipple. Jeez.
There are some things you can't do alone. But they become easy with friends beside you.
This was the lesson that we learned when we launched those ships.
It was power. And we misused that power. We turned our friends and followers against each other.
Forgive us.
Somehow we forgot. There's a much larger ship out there. One we've been riding ever since we were born. That ship is Spira.
No one knows just where our voyage will lead us. But we do know one thing. One way or another, we will get by. We'll go on living. The calm will continue.
Just one more thing. We all owe thanks to a very special lady. Yeah. You all know who I'm talking about.
You can tell how famous she is.
that she could be here today.
Remember where X-2 started? These very docks?
It's time for me to go home.
So Yuna's still done with it, the
She
politics.
left a message. She said she's going home. So farewell, but not goodbye.
And there's the Celsius, hell yeah. And brother. What a moron. There's a line I really like in there from Kipple, by the way. He says, just one more thing. You'll actually remember, hopefully, that in the final cutscene of 10, Yuna says, oh, and just one more thing as well, at the end of her speech.
Did we really have to leave like that? Just think of the party we're missing.
I think we party enough, don't you?
Brother, higher! Brother, faster! I can't hear you!
Oh, God.
So much has happened, and I'm sure it's only the beginning. Through the smiles and tears, through the anger and the laughter that follows, I know that I'll keep changing. This is my story. It'll be a good one. It all began when I saw this sphere of you.
Aww. So there you go. That, when I was younger, was basically the ending to the game I got. Hold the phone, though. Let's not watch the credits. Hold on. I think we have a couple more things to see. I'll be right back. Huh?
Thanks.
You're very welcome.
You heard it, didn't you? You want to see him?
Him?
Yes. You want to walk together again?
Ah, okay. So, when you come here at the end of the game and you've seen the Macon cutscenes in Guado Salam at Chateau LeBlanc, and when in Chapter 3 you pressed X, just those two things, as long as you've done those two things, when you end the game at Chapter 5, the Faith of Bahamut appears again for you, I swear. That's going to be the last time. And he asks you this. Hilariously, by the way, you can say it's better this way. And the devs basically didn't plan a scene for this contingency. So the Faith just says, oh. And then it cuts to the end scene in Luca. That's it. Which is quite hilarious. But we're going to say yes, obviously, with an exclamation.
I can't promise anything, but we'll do what we can.
So you can leave it up to the player to see their resolution. Maybe they think Yuna is better without Tidus. But that's what she started seeking out, you know? So he leaves. We don't see a shadow of the man here. That then fades forevermore, and then you go off into the sunset, never interacting again. By the way, the ending that is treated as canon in this game is this one, the one we're about to see. So by doing that and saying yes, you get what's known as the good ending. And goodbye to the far plane, I guess. I'd love if we walked out of here in Guado Salam. The way the scene lingers like that makes me think, oh god, I needed to press X again, but I'm pretty sure I didn't.
And the laughter that follows. I know that I'll keep changing. This is my story. It'll be a good one.
Did anyone wonder where that airship was going?
It all began when I saw this sphere of you.
Oh man, I'm excited. Ah, here's a familiar image. Oh, damn. Who remembers what I opened the theories with? So this is Tidus. At the end of X, we see him wake up. And it's not Yuna in Eternal Calm. This is it. I love how the Faith bring him back in the waters at Besaid as well. Where he first knew happiness after leaving Dream Zanarkand. And there's the Celsius. Oh man.
Are you real?
I think so. Do I pass?
You're back.
I am back. I'm home.
Welcome home.
So I guess the Faith just agreed to keep dreaming for Yuna after the favor she did for them.
Yes, home.
And I like to think it's because they may have been moved by her speech. Hey, Waka! And everyone.
What's up?
But he's already going grey from fatherhood.
Who asked you to watch, Waka?
Because they were so convinced they didn't have a choice. But Yuna demonstrates that you do, right?
Hey! Whoa! You know, you've changed.
Well, you've missed a few things.
You've changed and I don't like you anymore, Yuna.
Hear everything.
Well, it all began when I saw this sphere of you.
But what about, oh god, what about 100% completion? Well, if you get to this point and you have 100% completion, it will go for one more scene, an extension to this further. And you get one final scene for that extra work you put in. And so we've seen the good ending now. Here's the perfect ending. We're in Zanarkand. This is the first time I've ever seen this.
I got a theory. I think the Faith gathered up my thoughts and put them together to bring me back. Maybe. Something like that. maybe I'm still a dream.
Wait. So you'll disappear?
Cherish me, Yuna. And I'll cherish you. All right? We gotta stay together. That's what we have to do.
Is that what the Faith told you?
Nah, but I like it. Hey! Oh! Hey, that's not cherishing.
You didn't disappear.
Oh, she was like testing him, like when he jumped, I guess. And it ends with Yuna on the spot. Very similar to Shinra's. The end. There you go, guys. That Zanarkand cutscene, that's a lot of work in that. Right there. And there you go. That is the end of Final Fantasy X-2. Genuinely. That's how it goes. Oh, I'm so happy. I'm happy that I saved myself with that scene. I decided not to watch it until now with you guys. Oh, that's brilliant. And we see the end again with the tidal wave and the girls, which I think is maybe trying to look a little bit like a heart, maybe. I'm really not sure. And it scrolls off, and there we go. 45% creature completed. That's kind of funny, actually, that it says 45%, because if you complete the game, just bum rush through it, like the Chaos World file, what you actually end up with is about 45% story completion, which is kind of crazy, actually. That I ended up getting that on my creature completion. Okay, well, so there you go, guys. These are the credits. They actually play the credits before the Besaid and so on scene, so I kind of did a bit of jiggering to cut these around here. I really hope you guys enjoyed that. In the background, we're going to be listening to 1,000 Words. Now, I would shut up and just not speak and let you guys hear it, but you'll find that YouTube loves copyright in this series. Whenever this song comes on, they've basically said, hey, yeah, we're gonna take all your ad revenue and everything from every little bit. So we're not gonna be doing that. If you do want to listen to this rendition, this version of 1,000 Words, there are loads of them that you can look up online. In fact, one of the things I never mentioned too well were the amount of different versions of this song that ended up getting produced and different variations of that cutscene in Chapter 4 as well. But yeah, there's nothing too crazy to see in the credits. In the previous game, Father Zook got like a really weird main starring credit on there. In this game, I guess the guy to take his place would be the dude who did Seymour's voice. Seymour Guado, except for in International where you can get him on your party, the only time Seymour Guado's voice appears is in a single sphere, barrelized sphere. And yet somehow he ends up getting a starring credit there, which is kind of weird. But yeah, guys, it feels surreal that we're at the end here for me. This series, it's always been like there's a million different things, and I tried so hard to try and do this game justice and really dive in and show you guys everything about it, because no matter how daunting and ridiculous amount of things there are in it, I think that is actually the game's strength, that it is one of those things you can spend so long on. But my god, if I didn't underestimate the workload, right? Like, this has honestly been, I think, I'm not going to say the hardest project. Those of you who follow a lot of my YouTube stuff, you'll know I've done some pretty ridiculous things in some other franchises before, but this has definitely been one of the hardest projects I've ever done. It's a real shame that we basically put it on hold for such a long time in the middle, but I'm really happy that finally we're at the end now. I basically dropped everything. I haven't streamed, I haven't done anything else in these past couple of days so that I could really focus on this and get it out. I kind of broke my core rule. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I think the main thing that I could have done a little bit better but hopefully you get a sense of is what the game's like when you don't super overgrind for stuff, or like when you actually see the difficulty there. Like honestly, some of the most fun I had on this game was footage that I did that I can maybe show in the credits here a little of, but it was chapter 3 on the Chaos World, where my girls were so underleveled, so weak, and I had like these Dark Aeons to beat, and it was really, really, really hard. You had to really strategize about how to get through those battles. I basically had to make sure that I went to Beacon Ale to buy Null Blaze rings so that I could survive some of Ifrit's attacks, and then I had to do the same for Ixion, and Ixion wiped me several times until finally I got through. And that was like all off-screen stuff. I think the Chaos World file ended up on like 28, 29 hours worth of gameplay, and the main file was like 300 plus by the end. Not counting all the other branches and times you get game over and times you just have to test things and reading the wikis and all that kind of stuff and the editing and so on. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. I definitely think it was worth it in the end, and I think I learned a lot of things about the game as well. My impression going into X2 at the very beginning was kind of, oh yeah, it's this cool game with loads of depth that's very much underappreciated, and playing it now, yes, I understand a little bit more of my opinions there, and I think that, yeah, they were reinforced in some ways, but I also understand a lot of what other people say. Like, there are definitely huge holes in the story of this game. There definitely are big moments where it's like, oh, that we're just doing it for the sake of it. Like, they never really explain how Shu Yin properly is tied to Tidus, if at all, and that's like a huge part of the plot. The fact that Yuna saw Shu Yin and thought it was Tidus and it set her off on this whole thing. They should have dived more into that. They should dive more into... For a game that plays so much with the way that the far plane and death and so on works, they don't give us too much explicit about it. And, I don't know, International adding so much content about fiends and stuff, playing with that idea maybe is kind of cool, but I do think that there are holes there. And I do think that, you know, when I started this series and I said to you guys in Chapter 1, oh, the plot's going to pick up, it's going to get good. It does pick up, but it really doesn't hit the heights I was expecting. I think this is a really fun one to play if you're still super vibing and buzzing off of 10. 10 to me is such a good game with such a solid story and such solid mechanics. If you're really vibing on Spira once you've done 10, then this is a great game to play. But where we had a big break and we came back and you kind of get that distance and can look at the franchise a little bit more neutrally as well, I can see a bit more of the game's flaws. But yeah, like that's 10-2 for you guys. You now know, you have now seen probably a lot more of 10-2 than most people ever do, especially counting that international stuff. One thing I would mention as well about this series, because it's gone on for so long, is like a lot of stuff changed with the channel. When I started, I've gone through like 2 different capture cards while we've been doing this. Loads of things. One of the main things that it's kind of shilly and weird to mention, but I do think it's quite important for people who enjoy these kind of LPs and stuff. You guys are like the best audience ever if you're actually really getting involved and enjoying the Let's Plays, as well as, let's face it, just the Guild Wars stuff that I do at the same time, which is so cool. So you should know this, that on Patreon, you get loads of the episodes way, way, way quicker than you would on YouTube. You know, if you're just watching on YouTube, you get one a day, maybe one every other day, maybe one a week or something. Depends how intense the workload is. And I doubt it will get this intense again. But the people on Patreon have been getting like huge bulk uploads of 14, 15 videos even at a time just slapped on there. Or, you know, more commonly 3 or 4 videos that they could just binge in, you know, all one night if they like. So it is actually most beneficial to you guys watching this, and I haven't ever mentioned it, which was kind of weird. So I thought I'd take some time with the credits too. Why not? Be an asshole and sell myself in the credits, yeah. And I think all my future Let's Plays and series, for what it's worth, will also be in the exact same situation. It's just a consequence of the way that I upload, and I'm really not scared to bulk things up when they're finished, rather than on YouTube, where I'm kind of forced to do it one a day, just because of people's retention and so on. Anyway, speaking of future projects, what are we doing? Well, this is not the complete end of 10-2. It's not the complete end, and I will demonstrate that to you guys right now that the credits are over. We have now done Final Fantasy X, Eternal Calm, 10-2, and then there's credits and bonus audio, which we'll look at eventually. But there is this here, Final Fantasy X-2 Last Mission. Yes, 10-2 International came with an entirely other game. Now, I'm going to do a mini-series on this. It deals with the story of a few months after the conclusion of 10-2. And there's some cool stuff to talk about as well with you guys. There's actually a novel that takes place between 10-2 and Last Mission. So the last couple of videos we'll be looking at Last Mission and that bonus content. It wouldn't be a WP series if we didn't do that. So keep your eyes out. That will get rolling out very quickly. And that will wrap up all of our stuff in Spira. But for the main bulk of X2, that's the series. Again, guys, I cannot thank you enough. I hope you've enjoyed this magical, wonderful journey with me, and I'll see you next time. That's so quick.
Travel to Udisir. Reach the top by powers yours and yours alone, and there will be something worth seeing.